Hello, hello. Day 6600. Slowly approaching our goal. Today, we have the drum machine to take care of. Functionally similar to this. Pretty cool. Oh, it's a what? Notice the power is off. That's pretty cool. Okay. We do goats. I should be able to see an outer container. The machine, I can see elements, drum pads. Okay. We should probably use Bootstrap. Sorry, no React. Been working on React. Want to use jQuery? We can. Okay, let's go ahead and this project that we did. It was the Markdown preview. Was the last one. Let's fork this. I'm gonna make sure I fork that. Yeah, I did. Okay, great. Didn't end up being too bad after all. And this is gonna be drum machine. Okay, so what's the first thing we need to do? I should be able to see an outer container with a corresponding ID of drum machine. So that's going to be our inner div. That drum machine. Let's go ahead and do that. We've got drum machine. In the drum machine I could see an element with a corresponding ID of display. Within drum machine I could see 9 clickable drum pad elements, each with a class name of drum pad. Okay. So in display, 9 clickable drum pad elements. Class name drum pad. Could use SAS for this. Hit it 9 times. Unique ID. And inner text, okay. What order? Q. QWE. ASD then, right? Next. ASD ZXC. So Z. I don't think we're gonna have a handle change, and because nothing's gonna change. Can go. Alright. Machine. Hey Draxix! How's it going? Welcome to my coding stream. If that's drum machine, we need to return drum machine and render app. She back? No, she's not back. She's gone for the night. There it is. I gotta do some studies now. I can like send you a message when I'm back. Oh wait, what happened? That was weird. But yeah, have some fun, Drax. I'm gonna do this. Sure, she must be very happy, Drax. So, single now. Wait, did they specify that it needs to be 9 clickable drum pad elements? They didn't specify. It'll be like 3 at a time. We might as well have them display as 3 at a time, I guess. So we could have spans for them instead of divs. 1 div for each, and then spans inside. She's amazing. So I need to change all of these. Have in line edits? Yes, it does. Perfect. This is my homework? It's my studies. I'm working on programming. Building a drum machine. You push buttons, you receive sounds. Oops. Div.
Drax
Hey.
is following the family.
Thanks for the follow, Drax. I appreciate it. When will I finish? It's hard to say. In an hour or 2. I'll message you. Fun. I'll let you know. This should be main. Wrap this up. Indented by 1. There we go. Okay, Drax, have fun. We need to give these a size, element size. So drum pad is to have a width of 200 pixels. That's weird. Not take your effect. Drum pad. Going on, let's check. Min width of 200 pixels. It is there. Do we have a width of 100% in our container here? Doesn't make much of a difference. Weird. Change. That it's not taking effect. Oh, the entire container needs one. Okay, hold on. What if we do... What is drum pad inside of? Inside of drum machine. Then there's display. No, it's actually display. Could have our display have a min width of 800 pixels. Let's give it a background color quickly just to see what we're working with. Background, say red. I mean white. So that's centered. Okay, and that's 800 pixels. Confirm. Yeah, that's 800 pixels. Okay, so display is 800 pixels and it's centered. Then each div here should have an ID as well, I think. Do we need one? Let's find out. Drum pad. Does it even get changed by height? It doesn't. It's like it's unaffected. And it has the right class. I target the span directly? Different. Weird. Xbox. I want to see if it gets affected. Oh, it does. Okay. Hey Scrivener, how's it going? How's things working with the Fallout 4 extension that you're working on? Okay, what other way can I do this? I could have this in a flex and then do a column each one. Then I could have a div row. I don't think it's a span that's causing the issue. It shouldn't. And it is class name because the class is applied. But each element does need to have drumpad as the class, as well as a unique ID. I could have them as divs. Try something real quick. Extension's going great. Establish a killer feature set. Now need to polish what we got. I can't wait for that to come to Skyrim, because I can actually make use of it. Because right now it should just be renamed to the Fallout 4 Pyrus tool. It's all Fallout 4 related. I can't wait though for the other languages. I'm sure it shouldn't be that hard. As it doesn't usually really change much. There we go. So now that these are divs and they block level, should be able to specify these as display inherit and flex direction. Right thing now. that what I... Yeah. The initial flex over here. That's default. So if I have that as row, okay. Not much difference between Fallout 4 and Skyrim, but they are there. Joel made it sound like it won't be much trouble once Fallout 4 support is stable. Yeah, I guess you gotta work on one thing, get it to where you want it to move on. It's kind of like when people created mods for Skyrim Legendary Edition and Special Edition. So you'd usually develop for one and then just port it over to the other, or backport if you're doing the first. Which is crazy supporting both. Okay, so 9 elements. Got that, got that, got that. Within each drum pad there should be an HTML5 audio element. Okay, so that's nested. There's a sourced attribute pointing to an audio clip as a class name of clip. And an ID corresponding to the inner text of its parent. We'll have this. Yeah, it was this. Let's try that. So in each drum pad. So maybe what we should do is have these stores a span just for ease, and we have the audio tag over here with it would pass a couple. So we're gonna have a source, and then we're gonna have a class name of gotta figure out what audio we're gonna do. And an ID corresponding to the wait, what? Source attribute pointing to an audio clip, got that. Class name, got that. ID corresponding to the inner text of its drum parent. Okay. Right. So then we're gonna have to set up a handler to detect what key was pressed. The audio clip inside of that. Weird why they... Yeah, I would have just had it in the HTML at the bottom, and then depending what key was pressed, just play that audio file. What's weird is I need to figure out how am I going to incorporate React into this. So far I don't see a need for React, but let's see what the other uses are. When I click on drum pad, the audio clip contained in its child audio element should be triggered, okay. When I press the trigger key associated with each drum pad, the audio clip contained in its child audio element should be triggered. When a drum pad is triggered, a string describing the associated audio clip is displayed as the inner text of the display element. A string describing associated audio clip. A string. Like just display Q or whatever is pressed. That I can understand. Storing that in state and then displaying whatever was triggered. But I didn't see them doing that. This is new. Oh, over here. Right. Hirani, hey, how's it going? What is up? Building a drum machine with screaming goats. Remember my idea? I still gotta find the screaming goats and clip them. It's gonna be funny. They got these freaking drum machines and I'm just gonna have screaming goats. You have a birthday today? Your birthday? It's your birthday? Oh. Congratulations, dude. Happy birthday. Hope you've had a good one so far. You have fun? I can't work in this. I need to see what I'm doing. This one's gonna be called drum, or rather goat machine, but you know, for this case. App.js. Get some formatting going so I can actually. God, working in CodePen is so horrible. But I don't want to set up. I don't want to set up create React app again. I figured I could. What? I went to get some sushi and get some wine later. Alone? You're not alone! Figured I could drop by and spoil your stream. Yes, spoil my stream with goats. We make it a birthday stream for Virani. Make it sing different parts of Happy Birthday when you hit the keys. Happy. And now I can finally see what's going on here. So what else I want to do? Oh, right. I need to have a display. Inside of that, I need a drum pad. So somewhere here, I need to show you what key is pressed. Maybe up here? Are you indenting that? What? I have it inside of a div for now. Then it's going to be. We'll change that later as well. Key pressed. Wait, this is JSX, right? So why does it keep doing that? Here. Inside of here, we're gonna have the variable of the key press, and we need to store that in state. Wait, it wasn't really about a key press though, it was more about string describing the associated audio clip displayed as the inner text of the display element. Each string must be unique. A string describing, so like my mind today. For now I'm sitting alone in Discord after playing some Dota with my friends. It's nice. You have some good games? I'm just gonna call it a key clip. Like, I can't really think right now. If we figure out something better, we can change it afterwards. And then this will be this dot state dot key clip. So if I put test in here, should hopefully see test. cool. And again, it's not key pressed, it's... why couldn't I think? What do they call theirs? Nothing. But we could change ours afterwards. I like how they even have a little volume slider. Isn't that cool? It's horrible for me to see the whole app in one file. One day we will split them up separately. What is bank? What does that do? It changes it from a piano to what? Drums. Why do they have a piano? That wasn't even in the requirements. Power on and off. Do we want a power button as well? I don't think we need all this. Yeah, I guess we should start working on the layout right now. Get the buttons going. And figure out where things are gonna be. Yeah, okay, so we got drum pad. For games? No, Fridays I play different games. Friday. Let me just make sure I can change the width of this. It doesn't seem to change when I do. Why does a span not take the width? I had that issue earlier. Wait, all of these are divs. Why am I not just accessing the div? Drum pad. Width 200 pixels. Hey, okay. So spans I couldn't apply width to, but to the div I could. No, your English is not horrible. We need to center these though. Can I guess correctly today? Align item, center. Please, have mercy, gods. No? Just wait, if it's row, justify items. If it's column, it's align. But row is default. And it can't be align contents. I hate this guessing game. Does it even have flex? Is it inheriting it? It should be. Wait, are you telling me it didn't inherit flex? Because it can only inherit one deep, right? So... oh, it wouldn't have inherited flex unless this inherited. Okay, that explains it. So there's flex. And if we change this to column, then it would be the same. So we'd have to worry about that. Align items. There are 3 items in drum pad. Wait, there isn't. There's only 1. Thought I had it. Oh, okay. Do you even misspelled Verani? Justify content center? Nope. There was also align self. But why does that never seem to work? I hate freaking guessing. They literally should have just had one thing that does what it does depending on the orientation of row or column. And then you have either vertical or horizontal that you can specify. What are we working with? This is a flex. But it's not centering. It's a span. There are 2 items in it though. Gotta keep that in mind. Gonna be the span and the audio tag. How can you be lonely if I'm talking to you? I hate spans. First you can't set widths, and then you can't. That's weird. Anyway. My initial idea, I have them in single divs, so maybe... Hold on, I just realized something. This is all in a single div. This needs a div. Class name is fine. And we can change the width there, that's fine. This, class name equal to drum pad. Do we say drum pad container? Something. And then display. So we're gonna do display flex on this, and then we're gonna display inherit on this. Do you see? Fix up the mess. If I could spell inherit today. Oh, I'm so slow today. So there we go. So then we got the 3, right? And then if I remove align item center from that, then let's go and actually test now, because the div that's going to be in is the container. And if we want that centered, align items. Does not align items, and it has to be justify the items or contents. Wait, why does? Oh, because it's probably because of the tag. Leave it space between. The center is not really centering it. There, there, there. So that is centered. Okay. That is centered. So we got justify content center there. Then within, we need a center on that div. There should be align items, right? No? It's gonna be... Is it gonna be justify content again? Yeah, okay. The justify content center again. Okay, so we've centered them now. We need to give them a background and a height. We just keep it square, right? I don't know. We'll change the colors later. Wait, what? Oh, right, I see what's going on. I didn't realize that it'll be quite big, isn't it? I did not expect it to be that big. We're also going to have to vertically align it. That should be in drum pad. This is gonna be fun now. So if it's not justify, it's align, right? Either that gets done in the entire wrapper, or... Oh, there we go. Simple enough. Align items. Yay! Okay, so now they centered. Now we need to give them some padding in between. The best way to do that. If I do padding right, split there, but then add one unnecessarily there. I could also do space between for centering of the main div. Instead of doing centering, I could do space around or between. Do you see that? That might be a better option, because I don't have to worry about setting margins or whatever. Well, actually, space evenly looks better, doesn't it? I'm gonna do space evenly. So space evenly for justify content. Done. Wait, huh? Oh, wrong one. There we go. So is this the last project? No. There's one more after this. I forgot what it was. Okay, so all we have to do now is do the same thing. Give them a drum pad container. So let's go on over to here so we can work on this in a much better format. We're gonna do drum pad container. They're already in divs, I think. Yeah, they are. So we're just gonna apply one there, one there. I think that's all. That's the only thing I changed. Just give them a container. Yeah. Let's go back. The change. Good job. Okay. Now we need to add, I guess, padding bottom. Either that. Well, what else is there? I can't really do. There isn't anything else. Justify content to align items won't give me padding because they're not all part of a single div. Wait, they technically are. They're part of display. They're part of display. So if I did display flex, flex direction column, then I did, I think it's justify content space evenly. Or is it align items now? Align items for vertically. Huh? Okay, well, let's guess in the console then, shall we? That is for display. Let's try them all. Line content. You know what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to get the padding again in between like we did with the previous one. If it's not align content, not... Oh, wait. So that's horizontal. Not gonna be this one. Not align items. It has to be justify content. None of this is working for that one. Justify items. No. Self is just. You have any ideas? Otherwise, I'm just gonna have to add a padding at the bottom. I don't really want to do that. A part of display. Then there's a div that gets ignored. That's good. Gonna add a adding to the bottom. To drum pad container. The padding bottom. Do something like, I don't know, 20 pixels. Now that I think about it, we might have to do padding overall because this gets affected. We can play with the design afterwards. Okay, so we got our 9 buttons. And so long as you're holding the button in, I think we need to make it look like it's depressed. Maybe an inner box shadow? Guessing. Where's our box shadow generator? Here it is. So let us do inset. 12 pixels. Depending on how this looks, we're gonna have to justify it anyway. That's what we're gonna use. We need a class. Drum pad pressed or yeah. And we're gonna apply the box shadow to it. Then what do we want? On key press? And they said we could use things like jQuery, which we haven't used before, so we might as well. A CDNJS. jQuery. Oh, we don't use marked anymore. Now we can use jQuery. Need something like just to handle press. And look up jQuery on key down. We're gonna need key down, and so long as it's being held down, so we need to register. We need to pass this to our function. How does React handle that? You got on change. And you got on click. We just change this to handle presses, because it's going to be key press. It's also going to be clicks as well. Let's test it with Q. Confirm React down. Use on key pressed, because JavaScript uses on key pressed. They're not a on key down. There's. So it's going to be camel case
in React's. Oh, there it is. On key down. I wonder. Active. So on key down, this dot handle presses. And that should have an event pass through, right? So if I console.log the event, and we have to make sure it's the right key and all that. We have to handle the key and all this. It's gonna be fun. Do I have to bind? It was a button, sure, but it's not. Oh, but we might. Now it makes me question that we should have had them as buttons, because they also should be clickable. Could we turn these into buttons? That's the question. Then only the Q is, not the actual drum pad. They didn't specify what element it should be. Let's make them buttons. Why can't it just be Control Alt like the others? Why does code? What was it again? To select, pre-select again? Not Control Alt. Oh my god. Even CodePen uses Control Alt to select multi-lines. I remember the last time, but I don't use it enough. Because I'm now. So we turn those into buttons. Better. They're buttons now! Yay! Look at that. Okay. That makes sense. While I was trying to register that, didn't make any. I did it. So on click, we all have a click though. Handle presses. Okay. Get the object. Let us change that to handle click. If I hit Q, we know what the parent is. We could just get the dot value. So if I go Q, where are you? Event.target.value should give me HTML. Apparently it won't, it's undefined. Dot Is it not dot value? That's the target. Wait, what was the target? Target was the element, if I remember correctly. Sure. The drum pad. It was the button itself. So that is... Oh, we need the span. The span's value. That. Not the span. Been a while now that I worked with that. Okay. Target is the button. Why wouldn't span work then? Event.target. Okay, let's try it just with .span without the .value. Undefined. Button. If we do target dot first child, okay, there we go. That worked. I can't do dot value because I think I confused that with something else, but I could probably do inner HTML. Just find out quick. Undefined. So we're gonna have to do inner HTML. That should, yeah, that gives us Q finally. Okay, need to bind this now. Wait, wrong one. the updated one with inner HTML. Okay, cool. So we got the queue. We need our update key pressed now. So once that is done, we will wait, but we, yeah, defining what this is. Actually, no, we're not going to do it here because we don't need to specify what was pressed. That's going to be the description of what the audio file is. Not actually going to set state here. Okay, so we know what was pressed. One at least. Instead of putting an on-click handler for every one individually, what if we just had a single event handler for all buttons? There's changes based on that. How's the sound? Ronnie, you still there? Trying to find these goat sounds. Imagine. Why are we doing this? That's a lamb though. I don't really want to edit these files. It's like too much effort just to edit them. And there's the goat scream. Oh. I'd have to actually edit them.
Now that's what I call the sound of 100 of your album. And this one. Now that's what I call the sound of goats screaming. Possible to.
So we got that one. Oh wait. Chikochi. How's it going? Don't mind me. Everyone's doing drums and snares and kicks and I'm getting goat sounds. I don't think I'll have enough goat sounds. I need 9 of them. Oh god, why have I done this to myself? Get it in MP3. There's that one. Then there was another. I would have to edit that one, it's annoying, but okay, why not? Then there was a screaming goat. There's not enough screaming goats. Oh man. Let's see what's this. That's the same one. How are you doing, Chikochi? A group of goats bleating. Why not? Not just one, but many. that back one, that was amazing. We can edit it out. This is making me laugh. This sounds like it's getting sped up. Yeah, it's good to see you as well, Jikochi. Hope you're doing well. Try it out now and see if I can grab this. This. You're working on Socket.io? Figure out where the source of this. You came up with an idea? Oh nice, for what? This drum pad plus Socket.io? Really? What? How are you going to combine Socket.io? What will be the point of that? How idea? What? Ah, this is so annoying. Maybe I should just not go with the goat idea. It's so complicated. I think there's background noise in there as well. The goat bell. I think I might have found something. That looks crazy, right? Apparently FreeCodeCamp already has sounds, so I can just use theirs. I think I'm just gonna use FreeCodeCamp sounds. That's a piano. Why is it listed under drums? Sense. Well, I like that. Get the sound files in here so long. That's one of them. I like that one. Kick. That's a nice kick. The goat is gonna have to come another time because I want to get this done. I'm wasting too much time trying to find goat sounds. Yeah. The other one. Okay, high and lower pitch. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just need 4 more. Do we have this one? I don't think we do. We already have a side stick. Or pianos. Bass on that is nice. Yeah, so what do we have right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more. Nice. These two are very similar. Was that like a symbol? I think those were symbols, right? If I'm wrong? Oh well. So I think that's 9 of them, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. More manageable. Let's not bind. Other bind over here. And then we need to play an audio file. We'll need to also change while it's held in. Does the audio have to be in there though? It did specify something about that. There should be an audio element which has a source attribute, a clip, a class name of clip, and onto the ID. Source is what's gonna have to. Try this for now. Then you would basically play the ID. And or click would basically be also Q should be Q.play. Oh no, not Q. Yeah, in this case it would be. But we actually need the inner HTML. Actually the ID of it. Actually test something. Can I get the ID by doing firstchild.id? And let's leave that out. Actually work. Q. And I need to use jQuery instead of using JavaScript out as well. I might as well not have. Why didn't ID work? What is first child? It's the span, right? Oh, the span doesn't have an ID, that's why. And what needs to have an ID? Drum pad, a unique ID. Okay, so drums, I can see 9 clickable drum pad elements. So that's the button, and the button has to have an ID. Okay, so... okay. The button is here. The ID of test real quick. Oh no, it's gonna be the symbol, right? One of them is high and one of them is low. So I'm just gonna name it symbol. High. And in our enter target.id, perfect. Cool, so we got symbol high. That's the ID. Then we need to play the ID. So it would be event.target.id.play. But then we have to also make sure that the audio ID. Oh, but can they be the same? Because they said there needs to be. Hold on. There should be 5 audio elements which has a source attribute pointing to an audio clip, a class name of clip, and an ID corresponding to the inner text of its parents. Oh. Okay. Okay. In this case, if the ID is Q because the inner text is Q, then it is still going to be this. I need the ID after all. So it's event.target.firstchild.innerhtml.play. In that case, select the ID of Q and play the audio file. Let's see if it works. Why?
Search for dollars, no, sir. It isn't. I'm going back. Is that scary?
Never mind, I'm being dumb. Not selecting the element. Yeah, no, don't worry. I just had like a complete brain meltdown. You can't do it this way. We're gonna need. So we can do audio ID. Take this part, we stick it there, and then we're gonna need document.get element by ID audio ID .play. Hey Shons! Delete inner HTML. No, because we need the ID. If we deleted inner HTML, first child is just going to be the span. Here we go. Need to find a better way around this. Then we need to update our state to ID. So if we do so this dot set state. Do we name it again? Key clip? We need to change that as well to the audio ID, basically. Yeah. Yeah, but that's just for clicking. We still need to handle key presses and whatnot. I wonder if we can just combine them. One. So we on click as well as on key down. Once we get this working, we're gonna have to refactor this. I can already see different ways, like arrays to handle all of these. Maybe a different module to handle the buttons. Now there's way too many of them. 9 of them all in a single component. But yeah, let's see if this will work. So on key down, and then we might have to rename that function because now it handles clicks and key downs. I mean, it should be the same. Oh, but hold on. Need to know what ID was pressed. Right now, any key. Okay. We still need to detect what key was pressed. And then depending on the key, we need to play the file. So the key pressed is wrong. I don't want the audio ID. Is it the target? The target's the button, right? So I want the target's ID. That should give us whatever it was I set it to. Which key? No, I have to detect which key. The target's the button. First child is the span. Target ID should have worked. But now... Make sure, but that should have been ID. That's not displaying the ID. Event.target. Oh, wait, did it not update? Wait, what? How is it not even logging this? That's strange. Not even logging this. Not even the event, not even the target of the event. I have an error. Okay. Oh. That would explain that. That would explain actually the other area. So target.id should be fine now. Yeah, there you go. Okay, we found the issue. Confused with JSON notation. So that needs to be event.target.id, so that changes to symbol high and not the ID, which is Q. That doesn't make sense. Should work if you add the correct ID to the other buttons and add the source URLs. Work. I think it's working fine now. Didn't add anything to the other buttons. Just. Are you talking about the on key down? Because I don't want to repeat this for every single button now. It's going to be way too much. Let's actually have a look at this in VS. Ah, that's better. Let me pass this dynamically. We could have an array. Substitute that. 1. Pass it as a property. Yeah, I'll tell you what, let's do one more just to make sure that we can handle 2 of them. Aside from there, what we... If that was symbol high, one symbol low, file was. I think this one. Oh, wrong one. So that's a 1. That's Q. That's W. Is that all we needed, I think? And then just to add a on click method. Well as, well, we don't know about the on key down yet. This should theoretically work for Q and W. I set an ID. I think I missed something now, hold on. Symbol low, symbol high. Q, W. And what is it looking for? Event.target.id. So Q or W. Audio ID. First child is looking for the W. That specific one. Okay, I see what the issue is. Supposed to be W. Wait. Is it the button? Okay, no, the button is fine. It's the audio. What am I doing? Button. That's the... No span tag even. This is W. Source. Wait, I think I already have that. Yeah, the source is fine. Needs a class name of... And... yeah, no. That should be fine. Symbol high, symbol low. Sounds low. That one low and that one high. That sounds low. Wait. We got a null right now. That happened. That was strange. Not reproducing. Oh well. Okay. So before I go on, we need to figure out the on key down. Gonna need a new function for that. Just do like... I want like a switch statement and get the key ID. Then if I do console event dot key code, that should give us the key press. Let's test it first. Then on key down dot handle key press, we also need a bind key. Alright. That. So if I hit Q, wait, that only works if I, that's dumb, only works if I, if I click it once. We need a external listener. Can't bind it to the buttons, that's dumb. Yeah, so we can't do that there. Wait, could we bind it to the display? The drum pad container for the oh no, that's just for the single one. I think we can bind it to the display or the drum machine. Actually, try that quick. I'm wondering if I should have it in the component state on wall mount, maybe? Oh, okay, I think we're gonna do it this way. Slightly different. Not gonna add, but over here we can have dead. Now that it's active, we can add a document.add event listener. I'd probably use jQuery again because I added the library, but I'm not using it now. I'm so used to vanilla JavaScript. Key down, and then this dot handle this. Again, I might need to rename. What? Target add event listener requires at least 2 arguments, but oh, is this? Okay. Pretty sure that's 2. Type, and yeah, I think that's an old error. Try it now. Okay, there we go. Now it's logging what key we're pressing. Good. Good. Now that we have that, something with it. I think if we have a switch statement, to event.keycode, and now I gotta figure out what the keycode for Q is. Q is 81. Case. Wait, can I do Q? Just 81. Let's see what happens if I do 81. Need to play the audio file, and we did that before by doing document.getElement by ID audio ID.play, where audio ID was the this one's going to be slightly tricky. Well, actually not really. We know what 81 is. We know that it's Q. Actually that'll be quite easy then, won't it? Will literally just be this, but instead of audio ID it's Q.play. That should be it. But it's... oh. Why? Get element by ID Q? Oh, looking for a variable. Cool. That's working if we had Q. Still need to update the state though. That's a lot of code duplication. That press handle click. Change that to handle keys. And then handle keys. Now what? That's gonna be empty. Press, oh, hold on. I bound this, didn't I? The key or keys? Handle keys. Handle key. There we go. Cool. We need to update state. This is so bad. Okay. Neatest way that I can see myself doing this is using a variable, which is updating key description to oh, it's Q, and we need what Q is, which is the ID of the button. It's parent. Q's parent's ID. Wait, we're using jQuery. Can't we do something like no work? Oops. Double check. Using jQuery, there's no point in doing document by get element by ID now. jQuery before. Oh, I was right. Okay, so is then that's jQuery. Okay, dot play. Let's see if that still works. That works. Okay. That's a bit better, I guess. And we need that dot parent dot ID. That's the key description. Because then afterwards, out of the switch, we can update the state. Just.set state key clip is key description. And if there's nothing, then it's blank, which is what its original state was. Play is not a function. Wait, you were just working fine now. Hold up. I need a default in this switch. Break here as well. Isn't this selecting the ID? Maybe jQuery handles play differently. Let me look that up. Wait, you have to use the index? jQuery doesn't handle it the same way? Apparently you have to select index 0 for it to play. Wow, learned something. Still better than document.getElement by ID. You could have multiple audio tags, audio elements with a single ID and then get them with the index. Can that benefit us actually? Not really, because the IDs have to be unique to the key. I can't and I can't have two IDs on them. If it was a class, it'll be a different story. Oh well. Okay, so dynamic. So we know it's 81. The only dynamic way is if we converted 81 into the equivalent key. Say that. But I think in this case, since it's only 9 of them, it's easier to just hardcode what the ID is. We are referencing it twice though. Better way to get the parent's ID? Okay, so we have to do the same for W as well, which is 87. Like 87 W. Okay, so that's working now. But state is not being updated. Breaks. Which? Okay, so I thought it's undefined. Why? Parent. Parent is a function, what? What? if that's an ID of W, which we have, fine. Found. This on the key description. Right? I remember now. If it was in state, I did. Different function. Self. Be fine. What happens if I literally just call the W element? Show me the audio element? Broke completely now. What just happened? By pure JavaScript. Okay. Now how we managed to break React. Right. Worked, but then broke React. We got the audio file, but then we broke React. Why? Key description. And then we log it. And then we set the state. Okay. I can understand why that broke there. Yeah, but we know that's working. So what if I do parent.id now? We can't do parent, we have to do parent element. Okay, finally. Then we have to update it to key description. There we go, that worked. Okay, now back to jQuery. It is w.parentElement.id, but again jQuery probably it doesn't work in jQuery. That's weird. So let's see how you do it in jQuery. Apparently it's parent, and as a function, parent, and you need the attribute ID. Okay, that works. Now, is it shorter? Document get element by ID dot parent element dot ID. Yeah, it's shorter. Okay, so this is what key descriptor changed to. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so the logic is working. Just have to find a way to roll that out for all 9 buttons. But we can handle key presses and key clicks. What I do want is also adding the need to add a blocker. You can just hold down and spam the key. Okay, how are we doing so far on our tests? 4 of 8. I could see 9 clickable elements. Oh, we need the unique ID that describes the audio clip, which we do not have. But that'll be easy enough. Within each jump pad there should be 5 the audio elements. Yeah, that'll be done when we add the rest. When I click on a drum pad element, the audio clip contained in its child audio element should be triggered. When I click on a drum pad element, audio clip contained. Oh, okay, that does work. It's just 2 of 9 because we only did 2 of them. Okay, so that will work. When I press the trigger key associated with each audio clip. Good. Yeah, that will also change when we add all the sounds. Okay, so we will pass all the tests. We just need to add all the sounds now. I see almost like a delay. Probably just a clip and yay! Okay, oops, that was the wrong one. Is there a better way to do this now? Needs a button. We already have. We can't remove the button. Button has to be there as part of the test. Span doesn't have to be there, but we do need inner HTML. And it just made sense to contain it in the. Actually, don't need the span, do we? But aren't we targeting the span? Wonder how to treat it because we're getting the first element. The queue just be inline? Would it still then be picked up? I wonder. Well, let me leave it just in case we need to style it in the span tag. And then we have the audio tag, which we can't change either. The ID has to be the same as the inner HTML, which has to be the letters from Q, QWEASD, ZXC. So that can't change, that can't change. Source, I'm wondering. We could have this in an array and then just call the array. That might look nicer. And also we can like change them all in one place. Maybe that's a better option. We just do sounds. And let it be an array of sounds. that quick. Because then we just have one thing to edit. If we want to chop and change the sounds out real quick. And we could just do sounds 0, sounds 1, etc. Wait, are they different? Yep. Yeah, they're different. Okay. Then you'd be able to do sounds 0 and sounds 1, hopefully. Nothing really ever goes the way I expect it to. Break it. Oh, that surprisingly worked. Job. So yeah, because then we can really easily inject the sounds by just changing them here. The 0 index, so 0 to 8 be due to 9 sounds. Then we just change them here to update them there. That's one way, I guess. Better. Last name is always the same of clip. ID changes automatically generate. That's an improvement at least. If anything, just to more easily manage the sounds used. We could probably do the same for the I think we're gonna have to do the same for the ID, to be honest. So we might as well have an object then. Could it work where we have trying to think now. So I have ID. What was this? Symbol I? Symbol. Yeah, symbol high. And source that. If we turn that into an object, it's gonna be far neater to work with as well. A symbol low. Now it's an object. Wait, why are you complaining? Why didn't you just auto add it for me? Why'd you complain? You can auto add that end one, but oh my god. Logic. So we got ID and we got source. So that means that we need to update. ID is going to be sounds. Dot ID. Sound 0 dot source. This is 1 dot source and 1 dot ID. Now we can easily change the oops. Wait, is that the right one? Yeah, it's the right one. Wait. These shouldn't change. This one shouldn't change. That should still be W. I mean, we could change this as well, couldn't we? Add a new Add like a key. W. Q. No, other way around. This is Q, this is W. ID source. And this becomes sounds 1.key. Just like not the ID. That's the source. The ID is here. ID. Okay, so what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to use a prop, and instead of selecting 0, 1, whatever, we just have the index that iterates through this. The reoccurring theme. This still works the way we intended for it. That still works. Perfect. So clicking and key presses work the same, and we now have an object that has all the information for each button. Well, for the two buttons. The key, the ID that we want to give it, and the source sound. How can that help us now? I knew what the case was. If we know it's 81, I'll look at that tomorrow, I guess. For now that works. I'm not happy with the efficiency of this. But props now. We need to pass the prop somewhere. Probably remove this as well. Opponent did war unmount. Then we should just do the same here. Oops. Dot move. Okay. After it's removed, remove the event listener. I'll clean it up. I want to test something to see if that works. I do this dot props dot a key. Okay, that's something that I need to consider tomorrow. I'm happy with that so far. If we wanted to finish this right now, all we would have to do is change these zeros, ones. Each button, all we do is add the ID. Essentially, we're just doing this 0, 1, 2. Make priority for tomorrow to iterate through of these. Don't have to define them like this. Imagine after doing it for like if you had hundreds of items. Since it's only 9, I'm gonna just make sure we pass the test, so then tomorrow I know what I need to focus on. So that's 0, 1. Have the audio elements. At the bottom of each button. 2. Span go. Hold on. I need the audio. Oh, but I need the span too. Out of the button. So inside of something like this. The span is there already. Why doesn't it want to format anymore? Thanks. Format! Oh my god, there's no formatting. Button. Got the span, we got the audio tag. That is closed off. Oh, I think I know what's going on. It's getting confused with the self-closing tag. I think it wants actual closing tag. No, that didn't make a difference. Click as well. Oh, there we go, that's why. I'll remove this, you're fine. Shit. Shit. Let's see. For the turn is closed. Oh. That's why. Okay, now we're getting some. Button number 2. And giving me the div as a closing tag. Span, we're missing an audio tag. That will be 2. And that should be it. Button and then the div. Button, button, button. That should be his closing div tag. That should be that one's. What's going on? That one's closing div tag. Thinks the span is it? Okay, it's probably just a visual glitch. And that everything is fine. Formatting is still working. Click to every button. just render a component. I just realized now. Have this just change. Name. Okay, that's something for tomorrow. Span. Five and so on. And because tomorrow we fix this. Want a we'll probably use map and render the component in an index. Change these indexes. Gonna add a all of them now. Oh, but we don't 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Highest and below, no idea what this is. Forgot what it is. I have no idea what order to put them in, so thankfully we have this set up, don't we? Oh, that was E, that was an S. W-E. So Q, W, E is silent. Not even make a sound. Let's figure out why. Oh, the ID. Don't know what it is. Need to check all the sounds. What's E? Or silent. E? What does the sound like? Almost sounds like a symbol. No idea how to name these things. Okay, BOD. Sounds like a bass. Sounds quick. Like, that's like a hi-hat. Is that an open or closed hi-hat? Got an ID for it, but now why didn't key put the right X? Have an on click. The audio ID. The ID is gonna be. I think it's. We say that. .id.key. Okay. Key. Fine. No, that should be fine. Weird. Changes at least. Oh, because we don't have the switch as well. So many parts of it. E is 69. Symbol high, symbol low, closed hi-hat. Let's figure out the placement of where we want. We need like a kick. Yeah, that's good. The rest will work. Add the rest of the audio files. This one is looking for expected W to equal. Oh, right. Never changed these, did we? QWE QWE ASD. That should solve that one. Then we should be on 7 of 8, or possibly 8. 7 of 8. Dang, when I press. Okay, let's talk about the switch now, I think. $5.83. $5. 8. And ZXC 7. E. The 8. X. Seven. Weird. And we should be able to pass the test, and then tomorrow we can just fix that up and make it look pretty. Yeah, so pass all the tests. We need unique sounds, because right now they're all going to play the same sounds. Amazing. Oh, music to my ears. Wow. Don't let me play the drums. I can't play the drums. Even on a keyboard, that's bad. Yeah. I'm happy with that for now. Tomorrow we can pretty these up. Yeah, the main thing is the logic, and I want to make sure that I do this in a more efficient manner, because this isn't efficient at all. I can literally have a single component that has a prop of an index, so that button is rendered for each index of the array, and all literally be cut down by that many lines of code. That's what I want to do tomorrow. But we'll figure that out tomorrow. For now, at least we know it's working. As for the switch though, I don't know if we can... Can we get away with the switch though? We need to know what the case is. Obviously these lines are key description, that updates the state. Wonder, is there something that we can do better for this? When we render the component, we can just that's about it. Actually, here's an idea. If the key code of the prop matches any of our props on the object, then play the sound associated with that object. Need to somehow figure that out. Then we don't need a switch for every single key. That would be stupid. Imagine you had like 100. Imagine for every single key. Yeah, so that has to change. And the buttons have to change. I mean, we could pass it right now, but I wouldn't feel satisfied because it's redundant. Too much repetition. This needs to go, and then it'll be like 2 lines of code. Handle that. But yeah, do that tomorrow when I get a bit more sleep.